Please welcome U.S. Representative from Delaware, Sarah McBride.
Good evening, Emily's List. It is an honor to join you all this evening in support of an organization that has had my back every step of the way. Thanks to Emily's List. Thanks to Emily's List's support, first in my campaigns for the Delaware State Senate, and more recently throughout my campaign for Congress, I am able to stand before you tonight as something that once seemed so impossible to me as a trans kid. I am here tonight as both my authentic self and as a member of the United States House of Representatives. Now, I had hoped to be entering Congress at a time when we were doing the work I was proud to be a part of in the Delaware State Senate. I had hoped to be entering a Congress where we were guaranteeing health care for every patient, where we were providing affordable child care for every family. I had hoped to be entering a Congress where we were passing paid family and medical leave for every worker, and where we were enshrining reproductive freedom under federal law as the nationwide right that it is and that it should be. But that is not the Congress I have entered. Instead, I have entered a Congress ready, eager even, to bend a knee to the man in the White House. And as MAGA extremists crash the economy, as they grind federal programs to a halt, and as they try to slash Medicaid and food assistance for millions across the country, they continue to employ a cynical strategy as old as politics itself. They try to divide and misdirect the public's attention from their own chaos and incompetence by attacking vulnerable people across this country. Every single time they say the word trans, look at what they're doing with their grubby hands. Because I guarantee you that they're trying to pick the pocket of American workers, they're trying to fleece seniors, and they're trying to gut unions in this country. Right now, Republicans are trying to use people like me as political pawns in their pursuit of absolute power. And on the Hill, some of my colleagues have tried to use me as a pawn in their petty and absolutely pitiful pursuit of attention. Well, Emily's List, I refuse to be used as a pawn. I'm not going to let them bait me into a fight that simply rewards their attempt at 15 minutes of fame. I'm not going to let them distract me from my job, and I'm not going to let them distract the American people from the utter shit show of Republicans in power. Thanks to Emily's List, I am part of an incredible Democratic caucus, including a record number of pro-choice Democratic women who have had my back in Congress every single day. And beyond that, the good news is, it turns out Republicans are pretty predictably incompetent. Like, once there's an actual trans person present, their brains just melt. I have a front row seat to it every single day. I'm gonna get a little saucy right now. I can only be graceful for so long. Just a couple of weeks ago, one of MAGA's finest, Lauren Boebert, thought she had found her perfect opportunity to score some love from Russian bots on Twitter when she witnessed a freshman Democrat with shoulder-length hair and glasses walk into the women's bathroom just off the floor of the House. Lauren was outraged by this, storming into the women's restroom to yell at that woman that she doesn't belong. And when the bewildered Congresswoman continued to go about her business, Lauren rushed to the House floor to grab Congress's top restroom sheriff, Nancy Mace. The two walked off the floor, strutting through the doors to the House like they're saloon doors in the Wild, Wild West. They march into the restroom, only to sheepishly walk out just a couple of seconds later. Turns out, they had thought the freshman Democrat was me. It was not. These people are so incompetent that they can't even police the one bathroom with one trans person in Congress correctly. They're not sending their best, folks. These are deeply, deeply unserious people. But the consequences of their actions are serious. And what that thoroughly predictable story in Congress highlights, what the recent experience of a non-trans woman who was fired from her job after a customer accosted her in the restroom thinking she was trans, what this weird campaign to foster gender police shows is that the consequences of these actions aren't limited to trans people. All women are at risk. No woman is safe. You don't walk woman enough, you don't talk woman enough, you don't look woman enough. Hell, apparently if you have shoulder-length hair and glasses, they tell you that you don't belong. They are trying to push some women back into the closet and many, many others back into the kitchen. But we are here tonight because we know we belong. We belong everywhere, all of us. We belong in C-suites and city councils. We belong as service members and in state legislatures. And yes, we even belong in the halls of Congress. And when we are there, we fight hard and we fight smart. When we are present, with a perseverance that comes when the political is fundamentally personal, we can beat back the bullshit. We can win back power and elect Hakeem Jeffries the next Speaker of the House and Katherine Clark the next Majority Leader. Together with Emily's List leading the charge, we can lay the foundation for the progress that we still so desperately need. And in so doing, we can turn this moment into what a friend of mine from Florida once called a slingshot moment, where yes, we are pulled backwards, but the pressure and tension of being pulled backwards ultimately propels us to destinations that we've not yet been. Thank you very much, Emily's List. It's a privilege to be with you tonight, and it's an honor to be with you in this fight. Thank you all.